When I met her, I thought she was attractive, but I was a missionary. So when my companion said, "Oh, look at that Sister Abbott, isn't she pretty?" I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And totally pretended that she was not a pretty woman.
Mom and Dad, congratulations on 30 years of successful marriage. I'm super proud of you guys, and I'm super grateful that you guys have been a big part of my life in raising me and helping me become the person that I am today.
I remember growing up, I felt like Dad was always kind of the more fun dad, and Mom always had like the rules. And then as I got older, I came to realize that Mom was more of the fun person and Dad wanted to be the fun person, but she balanced everything out. She made everything even and cohesive, and it made their relationship work. And I think she did a lot of hard work and hard things when we were little that I didn't recognize till I became a mom. And now I know, like, it's really hard. It's hard to be a parent, and it's hard to work as a team together. And a lot of the things that I do now come from the way my mom and my dad raised me. I learned a lot of my strength and my determination from my dad, and I learned a lot of the doing fun things while having rules from my mom. It's a crazy, weird dynamic. They're very different from each other, but they really love each other, and at the end of the day, that's what's important. That's what makes them work together.
They probably have, I would say, probably one of the strongest foundations for marriage that I've seen in my entire life, especially when it comes to commitment and loyalty, because it has been a pretty shaky path for most of it, but never wavering, if that makes sense.
So one thing that I've always loved about Mom and Dad is how willing they are to say what they think and what they feel about things. But just because they have strong opinions on something doesn't mean that they are going to stick to those opinions no matter what. They actually, after stating their opinions, will listen to what other people have to say, and they'll think about them and they'll consider them. And I've seen a lot of times over the past almost 30 years of my life them change their opinion based on things that I've said to them. And I really admire that about them. It's something I've tried to emulate in my own life.
Congratulations on your 30th anniversary. It's very exciting, makes me feel old. I think I was still in college for both your 25th anniversary and on my mission for your 20th. So yeah, it's been good times. But yeah, honestly, been super proud of you guys, watching you grow and progress over the last 30 years, or as much of it as I've been around for, has been awesome. And getting married earlier this year, all of your support was just awesome. And so yeah, from me and from Steph, a big thank you, because you guys have been hugely supportive. You've welcomed her into the family in the best possible way, and I really appreciate everything you guys do.
I have to be completely honest. I did not know what I was getting into. Amy has exceeded every single one of my expectations. I keep telling her every day lately that she's practically perfect in every way, and she is. I would not be who I am today without her, and I don't say that lightly. Anybody who knows my family, knows my background, and sees who I am now would just be like, wow, you have come so far, but it's all because of her. She has been patient and kind and sweet, but at the same time, she's a really super powerful woman. She's strong. There's nothing she can't set her mind to do and then do it. She is smarter than me, which I didn't know, but in 7 months she has completed 75 credits of school on an independent program because she's a genius. She is the most compassionate person I have ever met. She cares for women on a level I've never seen before.
I can't even talk about Blair without thinking of a flood of memories. The one thing about Blair that is probably my favorite thing that I just love the most about him is that he's a changer. He is not okay with the status quo. He sees when there's something that needs to be better in our life and he makes it better. I've never seen anybody who can use the atonement of Jesus Christ like he can. And that makes for a really awesome life, really awesome life. The kids are their own kind of awesome. Some are like their dad in so many ways and some are like me in so many ways. Nathaniel and his dad get along so good. They talk about all the things that are super not interesting to me, but they're really just good at it. Blair is really good with the kids now. He calls them, checks on them. When I was in Italy last year, I didn't even worry that the kids would be taken care of because he knows more about what's going on with them now than I do. Logan is he's kind of like the pillar. He's the one that all the kids go to. He has a good relationship with every one of the kids, and now he's got Stephanie, and that's been awesome. So, and Olivia and Nathaniel and their babies just are the perfect older children. Sydney is my best friend. Truthfully, I never thought that my daughter could be my best friend, but she is absolutely my best friend. And then there's Michael. And I could go on for hours and hours about Michael. He is the child that looks like me. He is the child that from the moment he was laid in my arms, I knew he was just absolutely 100% mine. He's black and white like me, but yet he's so much like his dad and they get along so good. Then there's Joshua, and he's our sunshine. He was born last for a reason. When I was alone and Blair was gone traveling all the time and it was just Joshua and I, he was just, I don't know, he was just sunshine. And all of them have special gifts and all of them have done special things in different ways, and I don't know, they just complete this life for me. I can't imagine a world where I didn't have my kids. And I can't imagine a life where I didn't have Blair. And I can't believe it's been 30 years. And as I stand here looking at this temple, I'm glad that with all the ups and downs and all the things that this world has to offer, that all of my family is still covenant. They still are in the covenant. And that Blair never strayed from me or the covenants, because that's what it's all about for me.
A lot of the times when I was younger, just going out in the mountains with everyone and just hiking and just, sometimes going on adventures, getting lost and stuff like that has always left a really big impact.
Disneyland. We went to Disneyland like 3 times growing up was all. We didn't do a lot of family vacations. But Disneyland, we always had a good time and felt very connected. When we got old enough to have like phones and stuff, they would let us go and run through the park as teenagers, and we still go back now because it was perfect.
Backseat of the car when I was like 6 or 7. And we got done with the first hour of church. My parents were like, oh, we got to go in the car real quick. We're not going to the rest of church, which was exciting enough. But then they were like, hey, we're going to Disneyland right now. We already got your bags packed. And we just drove, got to miss second and third hour church and go to Disneyland all in one day. So pretty good day.
When I was 8 or 9, it would have been, something like that. Yeah, probably 9 years old, 2005. my parents rounded us all up at church. Didn't tell us, they just said, get in the car, we'll tell you what's going on when we get there. And then they announced we were all headed to Disneyland, which was pretty cool. But they did it in the most cryptic way. They were like, you're gonna have to miss school, you're gonna have to miss like your extracurricular activities. And I'm like in my head, like, who died? But then they were like, we're headed to Disneyland. And at the time we didn't have a whole lot of money, but I think tax returns just sort of opened a door where there wasn't otherwise one, and we were able to just make it happen. So that's a big memory for me. That trip, we took our huge Starcraft van and watched Alice in Wonderland on VHS like 900 times. But it was really good. It was like, I don't know, it was a great memory for me. So that's probably number one. But then with my parents specifically, we've gone to Yellowstone a lot, and that's big for me too. So I think that those kind of one-on-one experiences that I get with them every once in a while are super awesome. And obviously changed now that I'm married, so that's cool too.
My favorite memory as a family was when we went to Disneyland for the very first time. We were completely broke, we were running out of money, and we didn't know if we should go to Disneyland. And we got an income tax return, and we just said we need to make a family memory no matter what it takes. So we took all the kids and we dropped them off at church. We went to sacrament meeting, then we dropped the kids off at primary, and then we went home and packed all their clothes. They had no idea they were going to Disneyland. So when they got out of primary, we picked them up, loaded them in the truck, or the van, and we headed off to Disneyland. And on the way there, we told them what was going on, and they couldn't believe it. It was the most amazing family trip ever. It was the first real vacation we'd ever been on as a family.
One of my favorite memories is really a compilation of memories. I love this thing that my parents have started doing in the past couple of years, where every couple of months they'll rent out a place for us to go as a family, just like an Airbnb or something. And we will play games and have meals together and just kind of relax for 3 or 4 days together. And I like that because I know that a lot of people my age, when they become adults and start having their own children, their relationship with their parents can be really strained. And it's nice to have a time set aside that isn't holiday specific, where we can go and be together as a family and just reconnect without any pressure to do anything. It's really nice, and I feel really lucky to have that.
I think probably my favorite ongoing memories are, which never would have happened had we not moved to Salt Lake, is that every 6 months we rent an Airbnb and we all get together for 3 nights. We do the 26th, 27th, and 28th of December, and then we do the Memorial Day weekend, and we all just live in a house together, all of us, and it's crazy, and it's fun, and it's awesome. But I think those are my favorite ongoing memories that we have now, is that time together where we all kind of reconnect. And it's not even like structured or planned, it's just, we all just live together for 3 days, and it's awesome.
I just love how, as we've all grown, that we've been able to get really close. And I just think it's really cool to see us all develop into really amazing people and continue to have those friendships, and even closer friendships as we've gotten older, and just continue growing like that.
I really love them. I love you guys, and I'm really grateful that you guys stayed together through all the good and all the bad, and it's been a great example in my life of how a marriage should be.
I am just very grateful for both of you. I am grateful for you, Mom, for teaching me about dedication, hard work, diligence, and staying true to who I truly am. And Dad, I am grateful for you for teaching me grit and commitment and patience, and how to truly treat the women in your life.
Mom and Dad, I'm really proud of both of you, actually. I feel like I can speak highly of you to other people in my life, and that I can really be honest about both what I consider to be your strengths and your flaws, and present you as real and whole people who are worth being around and worth knowing, because you take your strengths and you use them to make other people's lives better consistently. And I admire that, and I like being able to tell other people that that's what I come from, and that's the kind of family I have.
Mom and Dad, I love you guys. I'm super proud of all the hard work that you guys have put in. You know, living in downtown Salt Lake, taking active roles in church leadership is really difficult, but you guys have really stepped up to the plate to help the people there, which I'm super proud of. And then going to school while you're doing it, both of you, getting your degrees it's awesome. It's inspiring for me as somebody who's, you know, slowly worked through my degree and trying to finish it off. And it's cool to see you guys kind of move into a new phase of life, and it's been really exciting. We're excited to still be a part of the family, and, you know, hopefully see it keep growing.
We just recently went to Toronto, and we were able to go to the places where we first met and first started finding out we were interested in each other, and it was really beautiful. A lot of great memories. One of my favorite things about her is she loves to drive fast. She gets in the car, and it's just like the way she lives life. She doesn't hold back at all. She works out 2 hours every day, and she can fit in her wedding dress 30 years later. She fits in it, which is astounding, and she can almost fit into her prom dress. And so when I say she's the most beautiful woman that I know, I really mean it. Like, I'm not like colorblind. She's stunningly beautiful. I love to dance with her. I didn't even like dancing, but dancing with her is easy. Our life has had tons of challenges, but we made it through because of her. She's changeable. She's so dedicated to doing what is right. She leaves me in the dust mentally, spiritually, physically. I cannot keep up with that woman. Every single time I meet people, I always tell them, you have got to meet my wife. If there's one person in the ward you have to meet, it's Amy. She's like amazing. She'll love you instantly, and she'll care for you. Our children all turned out super amazing, and it wasn't because of Blair. It was because of Amy. She always read scriptures with them every morning. She was there when they came home from school. She was there to tell our children when they were in an inappropriate play, or when they were not going to play football on Mondays because it was family night. She made the tough decisions, and we're really lucky because we know a lot of people whose children didn't turn out the way that they had hoped. I think she has 4 Eagle Scouts herself because she helped those boys get over the hump.
That's a hard one. I just love you. Thank you for being you, for making my life awesome, for always letting me stay home, and for being everything, just everything for me.
Amy, I could never, ever do it without you, and I would never want to.